Ahora al distinguido embajador y representante permanente de Pakistán.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, Mr. Chairman, dear friend, my congratulations on your election to chair the Sixth Committee during this landmark 75th session of the General Assembly. Pakistan aligns itself with the statement delivered by Saudi Arabia on behalf of the members of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation and by Iran on behalf of the non-aligned movement. Mr. Chairman, the international community has adopted extensive legal, administrative, and security measures to combat and eliminate terrorism. Global cooperation has succeeded in defeating the core of major terrorist organizations like Al-Qaeda and ISIS-Daesh. Yet, terrorism is manifesting itself in various new and mutated forms, which are not being effectively addressed. Pakistan strongly condemns terrorism in all its forms and manifestations. We have been the target of cross-border terrorism for decades. Pakistan has lost 70,000 lives and suffered over 120 billion in economic losses. Our people and our security forces have fought back with courage and coherence. We have achieved unparalleled success in defeating terrorism within our borders. Mr. Chairman, terrorism must be defeated comprehensively, everywhere, and in all its manifestations. To this end, first, a greater effort must be made to distinguish terrorism from the legitimate struggle of peoples for self-determination and national liberation. This is the long-held view of the OIC as well as the non-aligned movement. History reveals that such popular struggles for self-determination against colonial and foreign occupation have been often equated with terrorism. Yet, they have always, in the end, triumphed. Our neighbor, India, has sought to suppress the legitimate struggle of the people of Indian-occupied Jammu and Kashmir for self-determination for 7 decades. The right of self-determination was promised to the Kashmiri people by the Security Council and by India and Pakistan. The Kashmiri struggle cannot be suppressed by India's attempt to equate it with terrorism. Second, global terrorism has failed, the endeavor against counterterrorism has failed to address state terrorism. The suppression of self-determination and foreign occupation is the worst form of state terrorism. Since 1990, India's occupation has killed over 100,000 Kashmiris and widowed 22,000 women, and with 11,000 Kashmiri women raped. India's state terrorism has intensified since 5 August 2019. Kashmiri political prisoners are in jail, 13,000 youth have been abducted, collective punishments are being meted out, fake encounters are resulting in the killing of innocent young people, as admitted last week. Thirdly, state terrorism also manifests itself in the sponsorship of terrorism against adversary states. Today, Pakistan is the victim of attacks by terrorist groups financed and organized by India from across our western borders. Fourth, although every UN resolution states that terrorism should not be linked with any religion, the use of phrases like jihadis, Islamists, radical Islam give the lie to such protestations. When a crime is committed by a Muslim, it is immediately categorized as terrorism, when it is committed by a non-Muslim, it is simply a crime. Such Islamophobia is in fact state policy in the BJP RSS-ruled India. Inspired by the Nazis, Hitler's Hindus, as they have been called, are embarked on a hate project of purifying Mother India from its Islamic legacy by forcibly converting and expelling or rendering stateless India's 200 million Muslims. Mr. Chairman, to eliminate terrorism, it is essential to address the root causes of terrorism: injustice, oppression, foreign intervention and occupation. My Prime Minister has urged the Secretary General to convene summit meetings to address the conflicts and address these root causes that are instigating violence and conflict all over the world. I thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Agradezco a la delegación de Pakistán por su intervención.